decided to record my first video in, like, I don't know, a long time on the same day that Mr. Bill decides to release a video about this plugin that he made, and it's fucking outstanding. Okay, like, if you haven't seen this thing, go watch that. And why am I starting this video with a plug? Fuck me, right? I don't have any fucking self. Shut the fuck up, Bill. Hey, how's it going? I haven't uploaded a video in a very long time. And you might also notice that my studio looks different and my fucking lava lamp isn't on. Come on, dude. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. I wonder if I can do like a cool ceiling light too, because I've got some cool like up lighting. Like I'm just doing this like as the oh that's pretty neat. Do like contrasts, like oh yeah, like blue and red. That's pretty dope. All right, let's do that. Welcome back to the show. I'm not gonna do a huge update at the very beginning of this because I feel like I'll lose a lot of people that don't give a shit, that are like, why are you talking about what you've been doing for the past 3 years? Who gives a rip? And you're right. You know what? It really doesn't matter. That's the truth. So I'll do a big update at the very end of this video, and I'll put chapters and shit in the timeline so you can scrub around and figure out where you want to go. But today, I'm solving a big problem. I'm gonna be very quiet. Let's see if you can hear this problem. All right. If you can't hear it, my computer is also very loud. I have, I think, 7 of these Noctua NFF14s. Is that right? Is it NFF14? It's the NFA14. Excuse me, NFA14. So it's 144. It's on 140 mil radiator. And so what I need to do today is actually figure out a way to get it to be quiet. The other problem is it's also hot. So I'm like, all right, well, what am I going to do to get my computer to be less hot and less noisy? The answer is probably nothing. So the other solution is to move it out of the room. So I've got some things that I bought on Amazon, and my intention today is to do a video on creating what's commonly called in audiovisual circles or high-end audio a machine room. And that means that I'm going to be taking my machines, right, the things making noise, and moving them to a separate room. This is a concept that I'm borrowing from really nice studios, like high-end studios, and also, like, you know, high-end AV setups, like people that have AV cabinets for their home theater or whatever. Or if you have a projector, for instance, if you have a home theater, your projector is probably in a different room because, you know, you don't want the heat and the noise to be overtaking the dynamic range of the movie's sound, right? So, like, in a really calm moment when, you know, your Hugh Grant is giving a very impassioned speech to whomever he's trying to woo, and all you can hear is, and meanwhile you're also sweating because it's 90 fucking degrees inside the room. It does distract me because it's on one side of my head. So my computer's over here. This room is extremely well treated as it's got a very low noise floor. So if I sit here with everything quiet, I can hear in this ear, but not in this ear because the computer's fans are not reflecting off of the left wall into my left ear. So that's pretty neat. Let me pick the camera up and show you what's going on here. All right, so my computer's over here, and it's a pretty chunky boy. And it's got, again, 7 of those fans. Rack gear's over here, and there's the back of the studio, and there's a closet over here behind these 2 bass traps. So the idea is that I'm going to run a USB hub over here, a bigger one than that one right there. That one's not quite large enough to support all the USB stuff that I'm going to be plugging into it. So I'll have my USB port right there with 10 slots, and all of my gear will stay exactly right here, but I'll need cables, like a larger FireWire cable so that I can run FireWire from my RME interface to the computer, etc., etc. Construction isn't typically something I do a lot on camera. It's going to be something, or at least a feature of this channel, in the coming months and years, because I do a lot of construction now. It's my daily business. Back when I was making videos full time, my daily business was this: having children and buying a new house in the middle of Atlanta. I moved, and a lot of other things have changed. It's just been more or less impossible to make videos. Drinking also didn't help with that, but I'm nice and sober at the moment. But yeah, that business changes. It's been weird. Again, I'll talk about that later. But let me show you some stuff. All right, you want to see some stuff? Hey, man, you want to see some stuff? I got that stuff, dog. Okay, let's start with cables. So to make this run from around the room to the machine room, I'm gonna need some big ass cables. This is gonna be the thumbnail. Right here, Make like a hanging myself joke. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. Alright, so I didn't do any drugs before I filmed this, I promise. Alright, here we are. So this is a really long ass HDMI cable. So I've got 2 of these basically for both of my monitors. So, big HDMI cables. This one's unpackaged. This is the same thing. It's just in a box. Okay. And I'll put Amazon links to all this shit in the description below. Amazon associate links. And if you feel like trying this out, you know, click those links. And basically, even if you're not buying that, if you click the link anytime in the next 24 hours you make a purchase on Amazon, it will help me out. So that's pretty neat. I'm going less crowdfunding and more just straight up capitalism, baby. Because the world is going to fucking hell. We're all going to hell. You're definitely going to hell. We're all going to hell. If you have been alive since 1940, you're going to hell. We're all going to hell. All right, here's another cable. This is a 5-meter extension cable for Firewire 800, okay? And this one's weird. It's got a repeater. Firewire is a weird codec. I don't know if this is gonna work. If there's anything I'm worried about not working, it's this. So, you know, fucking we'll see, okay? Another cable. This is a really long power cable. That's it. All right, and what else we got here? We've got a super duper USB hub. Whole bunch of inputs. So this is going to be what I'm using on the desk for plugging anything into my computer, since my computer will be in a different room in a closet. Powered USB hub. I should have said that. It is a powered USB hub. A lot of the idea for this came from my buddy Matt Davis. So shout out to you, Matt Davis. He's got a cool ass fucking studio in Orlando, Florida. That is, which I helped build, and I'll talk about that later. Virtual self. Really, Gardner? Having my computer basically never turning off, or turning off rarely, I have bought a backup. This is a UPS. It is a battery backup in case there's ever power that goes off in the house. I'll have, 30 minutes or so. Oh, 52 minutes, excuse me. It says so right here, of backup power so that I can run up to the computer and shut it down gracefully. Since I'm going to be putting it in a closet, heat is going to be something to contend with. So what I'm going to be doing is taking the closet door off of its hinges, taking it outside, and then cutting a compatible hole for this big ass triple blade exhaust fan, which this is by AC Infinity. I've used this system before to build hush boxes for projector fans. And again, shout out to Matt Davis for cueing me in on this particular company. But it's got a temperature controller and a fan speed controller, and it will ramp the fans up and down based on need, which is super duper cool. So I will be mounting that on the top of the server room or machine room or whatever you want to call it. All right, one more thing. Since this stuff is going to have to go through a wall, I've got this. It's a tube that basically would allow me to drill a hole in a wall, and then I'd stick, whoops, hold on, come on now. Oh no! I'd stick this through the hole, and then the other side of the wall, right, since I'm going through the wall, I'll put this, and then I can screw them together until it makes a nice, tight seal between the walls. And then I've got a hole through the fucking wall where I can put cables. Maybe this will be the shot. What is this? Fucking YouTube. I got this idea again from Matt. He has these things called, he calls them wall pussies. They're basically like noise dampening, like through wall ports that are used for data centers. And the reason it's called a wall pussy is because it looks like something you'd find on the subreddit, Don't Put Your Dick in That. If you are of the age of 18 and you also think that fart jokes are funny, which they objectively are, you would enjoy that subreddit. So go check that out. Don't put your dick in that. Okay, yeah, that's enough talk. Let's get to work. Actually, wait a minute. Last time I did a really serious video, my daughter was in it, and she was like 3 weeks old. Y'all want to see what she looks like now that she's 3 years old? Hold on. Hey, come here for a second. I want to show everybody what you look like now that you're 3. You gonna say hi to all my friends?
Yeah.
All right, come on. They're on the camera right there.
Yeah.
Here, can I hold you up? Can I hold you?
Yeah.
Ah! See your face right there?
Yeah.
Watch. Oop.
Hi.
What do you want to tell everybody?
We are just chilling. We are watching I'm with Dada.
Where are we right now?
We're up in the studio.
Do you like being up here?
Yeah.
What do you like to do up here?
I like to talk.
You like to talk? What else do you like to do?
I like to play.
Play what?
Play beads.
Play beads? Do you play cables sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody something else? You want to say bye-bye? What do you want to say?
Sometimes we put lights on the shower.
Yes, we do have a special light in the shower that does multiple colors, right? We just installed a new bathroom fan, and it has a Bluetooth speaker in it, and she really gets a kick out of the different lights. It has a RGB LED in it. Anything else you want to tell people?
When I was a baby, Dada used to watch video games.
Yeah, you used to play video games with me.
Yeah.
We should do that again soon.
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody you love them? Say bye-bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Mwah. Before we cut into the walls and do anything crazy, cut a hole in the door for the fan, I think the first thing we should do is hook everything up as if it's going to be over there in the closet and see if it works, right? So I'll unplug all the computer shit and try out these new cables and try out all the new stuff, make sure it's working, then we can do the whole put it in the closet thing, right? I'm gonna pause the video and set up the computer with all the new cables and stuff and see what happens. Be back in a minute. So I've got everything hooked up and functional. It's all working. Screens are working. All the USB stuff is working. The FireWire is working. I can't believe that repeater's working. That's what I was really worried about. But I just want to make sure I'm not missing something. So I'm going to make one quick phone call. Let's see if he'll pick up.
Hey, dude.
Hey, Matt. How are you doing?
Chilling.
You are on my video camera right now. It's not live or anything. I'm recording a YouTube video, and I've got a quick question, man. So I'm working on that machine room. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I've hooked up all the long cables and just kept everything in the studio just as a test case to make sure everything was going to work before I blow a hole in the wall and shit.
Sure.
The thing I was really worried about was that FireWire repeater.
Reasonable. Yeah.
It sounds the same. I A/B'd it a few times using the short cable versus the one with the repeater. Is there any way I could test that just to make sure I'm not biased?
Oh, I mean, there isn't gonna be a coloration impact. It's either gonna drop, packets or it's not. It's all or nothing.
Okay, so I'd hear crackling and buffer underrun kind of bullshit.
Yeah, you'll know.
Okay.
If there's a problem, it'll be readily apparent to you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, then it sounds like it's working then. No problem.
Nice. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Fuck yeah, man. Do you care if I include this in my video?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck yeah, dude. If Matt Davis approves, then we're good. So let's move on to the construction phase. Okay, so here are the construction things you're going to need. First and foremost, you're going to need a tape measure. They come in many shapes and sizes. This one's my favorite. You're going to need a razor blade. They come in many shapes and sizes. This one's my favorite. You're going to need a hole saw. They come in many shapes and sizes, but for this particular wall pussy, we need a hole saw that can drill at least that much. So the one I've got right here is 3 1/8, and that looks like the perfect size, okay? So get a hole saw that is 3 1/8, okay? And they should be marked on here. Let me show you what would happen if you use the wrong size. So if you use one smaller, obviously this wouldn't go through, but if you use the next biggest size, which is 4 inches, now you're gonna be able to see the hole. You see that? We don't want that. So with that being said, let's go take some measurements and start popping holes in the wall. Honestly, having the base traps in front of the closet is not the greatest. I wish I hadn't done that. 31 3/4 inch. All right, so, the closet I'm going for is over here. So from the edge of that trim, which is co-planar, but this is the trim. So from the edge of this trim, it's an inch and well, is it an inch and a half? That's 1 inch plus a stud, which is 3.5 inches, so roughly 4 inches. 4 inches. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is take my drill driver and use a really long bit. It's called a paddle bit. Some people call it a spade bit incorrectly. It's a paddle bit. I'm going to push all the way through the wall with this bit. Now, important, something I did off camera was I checked to make sure I'm not going to go through a stud using a stud finder. There are many stud finders. This one's my favorite. Again, I'll be linking to all my favorite stuff in the description with Amazon links and stuff like that. So here we go. I'm just going to drill through the wall. This used to freak me out. So if you're feeling a little bit worried about doing this, you know, that's totally normal. I do this like every day. It's not a big deal for me anymore. Watch this. You see over my shoulder?
Please.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go to the other side and see how we did. We have a hole right here. We have a hole right here. Check that out. I'm just gonna clear that out a little bit. There you go. So now what I can do is take my larger hole saw and using the arbor, again, that bit that's in the center, I can center the hole saw on that spot on both sides of the wall and take care of the drywall. So let's do that now. People can see real time. How fast is Gardner? How fast is he really? Let's go over here and drill a hole. How much time we got on the video so far?
3.5 minutes.
Not bad. Let's see if we can do it in under 5.
I mean, it does feel like a lifetime.
All right. Do the hole saw backwards, like drill backwards.
Come on, man.
What?
You're not gonna acknowledge me?
What'd you say?
I said it does feel like a lifetime.
Oh, better than Ezra. Sorry, I fucking missed that. All right, that's one side. And that's in Neverland now.
It's just proof that you don't listen to your wife.
Oh, it's proof that I'm engrossed in what I'm doing.
Yes.
Right,
Highly focused.
Here's the other side. Same operation. No need to film it, really.
Too much.
There we go. Now let's get the wall pussy.
That's so gross. Please don't ever say that.
That's what it's called. It's called a wall pussy, Caroline. You don't like that? All right, well. All right, folks. Listen, if your wife doesn't approve of the term wall pussy, don't call it a wall pussy. Can you push this end of the port in the other side?
Sure
the
thing.
wall port.
Yep. It's like a little tunnel.
Hey, Caroline, how's it going?
Sup, Dad?
You see me?
Yep.
Look, I'm Megan the Stallion. All right, push and hold it, okay?
Yep. Giving you a little resistance. Gotta have a friend for this part.
Nice and tight.
It's pretty tight.
All right. That's it.
Looks great.
How much time was that?
5 minutes.
Yeah, hell yeah, we did it. All right, so there are a few things we have to do to prepare the door for the exhaust port, right? Because if you look inside the new machine room, we've got the wall port. I'm calling it a wall port now. We've got a wall port right here where the cables are going to come through. We got a place to put the computer. What we don't have is the exhaust system in place. So what I need to do is take this door outside and cut holes for the exhaust fans and the controller that mounts on it, monitors the temperature and makes sure the fans are running at appropriate speed. So let's take the door outside and get to cutting. So an easy way to get this out is to take a Phillips head, which is the pointy one, not the flat head, and you put it up in here so that you can tap the bottom of the pin. And you just take a hammer and oh, it doesn't seem to want to budge. Let's put a little bit of pepper on it. There she goes. Now we're talking. Alright. So that'll get started. And once you've got it started, you can use a flathead or something to sort of like press up into the notch here. And it should come out pretty easily. Yeah. I'm barely hitting it. Alright. So again, I like to lay them down so I know that that's top, middle, bottom. And then what I'll do is grab this door off its hinges, like so. I'll just set it right there. And just so I can't mess this up, I'll put them back into their corresponding hinges. What are y'all doing in my van? Come on out here. Okay, rejoining us on this journey are the hole saw and a new friend, the big square. Squares are cool. They let you measure things squarely. So we've got two little handy templates that the the whatchamacallums came with. This one is for the fan controller. This one's for the actual fans themselves. So, oh man, was that whole shot like me cut off? Great, perfect. That's great. I'll just go get another fucking door so I can do it again, you know what I'm saying? Alright, well, I gotta take a quick pause so I can go inside and make dinner for my family. And then we'll continue this build inside. Inside, where I, you know, in the house. Bye. So off camera, I put the fan and the controller in the door. But that's basically just squishing the thing in the hole that you drill, you know? The end. Come back and give him a little tappy tap. It is so fucking quiet in here. Whoa. Yeah, it's insane. Alright, let's test it out with some tunes. I'm gonna listen to Fish Juice by Jade Cicada. It's the tune I use whenever I'm trying to figure out whether or not a room is adjusted correctly, so this should be a good indicator of whether or not this machine room thing was worth it. I remember how it sounded before I moved the computer, so I'll remember how it sounds and compare the two. Here we go. I can't play the audio for obvious reasons, so I'll just check back in after it's done. Yeah, okay, yeah. When you bring that noise floor down, the dynamic range of the song is like expanded because there's not that high-pitched like hissing, whining noise that you get from the fans. That's all gone. So now I can hear like with real clarity the cymbals and shit, like the sparkly stuff on top. That's the difference. Wow. And if the AC was off, because I can hear the compressor outside, which I can't, there's nothing I can do about that. It's outside the wall. But if that was off, I think it'd be even quieter. Okay, well, that was worth it. You want to see what it looks like? We've got this on the door. This is the AC Infinity 3-fan unit. I can't remember what it's called, but again, I'll put a link to everything in the description. So what it's doing right here is it tells me that the probe inside, the temperature probe, currently sees it at 78. And I've got it set on 85. So if the probe goes up to like 86, these fans will kick in a bit harder. It's on smart mode right now, so it's trying to regulate the temperature. Oh, it just went down a degree. Back up a degree. Okay, good. So it's between 77 and 78. That's pretty damn good for a closet. And it'll give me an alarm at 95 degrees if something should go wrong like that. But that's the AC Infinity control panel. On the back of it here, you can see that we've got the actual fan plugged in. And it's got enough juice in this thing where you could run an entire another fan. So you could run an intake fan and an exhaust fan. So this is the power for it, which, no, that's the temperature probe. Oh crap, let me get my light so we can see better in here. So yeah, down here, we've got the power brick. So the power adapter is plugged in there. This thing apparently is only using about 20% of its overall load on using the computer and the fan system. And there's the actual computer. There's the wall port. I put a zip tie right here on it for strain relief. And let's see here. That's the Wi-Fi antenna that this computer uses. It's Wi-Fi 6 enabled. And that's almost a gig speed connection via Wi-Fi, which is pretty dope. And that's basically it. Oh yeah, there's a temperature probe. So the temperature probe is monitoring the temperature on the intake of the computer, because that's really what I'm concerned with. I'm not concerned with the exhaust from the computer, because the exhaust from the computer comes out the top right here, and it immediately gets sucked out the window. Out the exhaust ports. So it's not going to exhaust hot air. It's going to definitely, but I don't want it to intake hot air either. So I think now what I need to do is stress test it and maybe make a follow-up video later saying, okay, here's how well did that work. All right, so this next section is basically just going to be talking about where I've been for the past couple of years. Since I was uploading on a weekly basis. So if you were here for the machine room stuff, that is all done. So feel free to click off the video or whatever. But for those of you sticking around, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a really weird. Yep. Past couple of years have been really different. So I think I mentioned a while back that I'd started a handyman company called Easy Peasy Pro, and that's something I'm still running, but we're not a handyman company anymore. We now specialize in 4 things only: decks, tile, flooring in general, like hardwood flooring, and like AV and basic carpentry. So we've definitely got our skill set figured out. And when I say we, I mean I have more than one person that works for me now. Sorry about the lighting change. My camera was freaking out about something involving the sensor. What was I talking about? Yeah, so we have a payroll and all sorts of stuff, and I have clients and I have invoices to send, and for the first time in my adult life, I'm making a pretty good living. And it's not how I thought I was going to do it either. I'm making a better living now than I did when I was at Blackbaud, for a number of reasons. 1, because of the money. 2, because I don't have a boss and I don't have anybody that I'm accountable to. It's nice to be, client free, where I'm not accountable to any clients. And yeah, I do have clients that, can be a little bit some way. But for the most part, I have a say in which jobs I take and which I don't, right? So it's easy for me to look for those client red flags. It's nice to be able to pick and choose your own work, and I think that is been the biggest benefit of owning my own business so far, is being able to say, I don't want to do that again, and meaning it, and then not having to, right? Isn't that kind of neat? So that's where I'm at with the business. So that's cool. I've gotten physically bigger. I'm not such a toothpick anymore. I've definitely put on some pounds in the in the unhealthy and healthy department. Lifting up huge boards every day, concrete and shit like that. It'll put some muscle on you. So that's been nice. I'm not a string bean anymore. I am currently taking a break from alcohol, or at least I'm trying to cut down quite a considerable amount. And that's nice. And I think that usually coincides with me making a video, right? I'll be like, if I'm having a really good spree of making videos, it usually means I'm doing really well at staying sober, which has just always been a struggle. It kind of turned into a struggle again during COVID, during the pandemic. Yeah, shit, I haven't uploaded a video since the beginning of the pandemic. The pandemic was pretty mean to me. I had a nice job at a prop studio. And then the hours got cut drastically because the film industry, of course, was, decapitated at that point. And yeah, that was fun. That's fun for a long time. If you guys have heard any of the Mr. Bill podcasts that I've been on, that'll actually catch you up better than I could right now, probably, because it's little snapshots of what I'm doing in my life at that time. Yeah, having a kid's kind of cool. Not kind of cool. It's it's way cool. It's one of my favorite things about the past 2 years has definitely been having a little child that I could raise and play with and care for, and that loves me unconditionally, and it's that's been dope. I will say right now though, she's really chatty. Like she's almost 3, and that's totally normal for her age. So she's like just chatty Kathy, like all the time, just talky, making up words, telling me everything she's doing, and sometimes that's really fucking funny. Today she was talking about, oh, she said, Dad, what did you make for dinner? So I said, oh, I'm making burritos. And she said, I thought you were making burgers. And I said, burgers? I said, no, honey, I'm making burritos. And she goes, oh, well, I don't like it I like hot dogs. Like, just like that, the delivery and everything. And Caroline and I were like, I guess you kind of had to be there. Oh, one more thing before I leave. I spent a brief moment at the beginning of this year working with Matt Davis on his studio down in Orlando, like actually driving down there and doing like travel work with a couple of studios, and that was a goddamn blast. It was a lot of work. It was a little stressful, but it was a goddamn blast, and I was super happy that I was able to participate in that. He puts out a lot of cool pictures of his fucking sick studio on his Instagram, and I'm gonna put a picture of what we were working on right here, and I'll put the link to his Instagram in the description below. So make sure you go check that out if you want to see what I spent a lot of time on this year. Yeah, other than that, I'm 33 now, which is interesting. I think when I started this channel I was 27 or 28. I do intend to finish the how to make tutorial videos, right? The meta videos. I did number 1. I never finished them. I do intend to work on that. And I also intend to do some videos that are construction based, right? So like this was half music, half construction, like half music, half DIY, right? And I want to make a video that's like mostly DIY or mostly construction, but then take all the samples from, like, I don't know, smashing tile or demolition or, you know, breaking a bathtub and stuff like that. Like I want to take all those little sounds and, like, you know, make them into a sample pack and then make them into a song and like have a video about that. And I got a couple of super good ideas for just content that I'm going to release here, but I'm feeling like coming back, and this is the beginning. Yeah, this is the beginning of it. There you go. Fuck yeah. You know, for those of you that are tuning in and you're like, wow, I missed the videos where you'd make a song and that's all you did, or I missed the how to make series and stuff like that, those might come back. We'll see. But right now, I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do, like construction-wise and ambition-wise, that I'm just going to try. And if you're down to follow me on that ride, then stick around and you'll see some cool shit. And if you're not, then thanks for sticking around as long as you have. What else we got coming up? I got 2 albums and working on a 3rd, and they're all unreleased, and I'm going to start putting that content out. Again, I swear to God, I'm tired of sitting on it. It needs to come out. I've got too many collabs that are in that pipeline. Everybody's struggling right now. Everybody's fucking dealing with something, whether it's the pandemic or stress related to things they don't like in the news, or people dying, people at war, people getting sick. It's not an easy time to be alive right now, but I would encourage you to listen to some music and don't let the bastards get you down. I'll see you next time.